traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 1272nd edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni, and of course that would be me. Good evening, traders. This video is coming to you on Thursday night for trading Friday, January 23rd, 2015. Remember this before we get into all the great things on this board. Futures trading can and is extremely risky, can absolutely kill you financially. If you don't understand this game, the volatility has been such that you will be wiped out. If you're not putting in stops, if you don't make sure that you've got risk capital, all the risk that comes with this game, you better know about it because it's getting very volatile out there. All right, traders. What's going on the board? First of all, another green omni for trading on Friday. Rock and roll green omnis. Gotta love them. I've got a lot on this board, a lot of things we need to get to, so please pay attention. But first, I'd like to, in my chat room, I try to keep things at all times based upon markets, unless we got really nothing going on, and then we'll kid around a little, but I always bring it back to markets. One of the things that was taking up a lot of time in my chat room today was this Patriots talk about Tom Brady and the football, and I have an opinion about this, traders. This is a Wilson All-Pro football. It's exactly one of the same that they use for NFL football, right? My son wanted one for Christmas, so I buy this for Mikey for Christmas. I remember Christmas Day, he opens up the package, tosses it across the living room. I catch it. The moment I catch it, I go, Mike, there's not enough air in this ball. It doesn't feel hard enough, and we put air in it, right? I am not a referee. I am not on a football field 24 hours a day. This isn't what I eat, drink, and sleep for a living. I don't even really know much about football. I watch it on TV. I played it as a kid with my friends. So anyway, Mikey tosses me the football. I feel it. I go, oh, there's not enough air in here. The second I touch it, I toss it back. We put air in it. So we play football on Christmas Day. About 5 days later, he tosses me the ball. The second I catch it, I went, this doesn't feel hard enough. Mike, did you take some air out of this? He goes, yeah, I just took a little bit out, Dad. Now, I am not a referee. I'm not wiping off the football in between the plays and handing it back. How on earth did no one else on that field feel the difference? I know nothing about the game. You hand me a football that's not really full, and I can tell immediately. Are you telling me these referees, everyone that has touched that football in the whole 60 minutes, no one recognized that it wasn't filled up enough? That's total BS. This is total nonsense. Tom Brady and the Patriots should be out celebrating, waving the flags, right? We won the championship game, hooray! They should be going nuts out there. But instead, they're answering these BS questions about who inflated or deflated a football. Now, if the referees, the umpires, whatever you want to call them, if everyone else on that field did not feel a difference, how on earth could it have made a difference in the play? And besides, if you ask me, they could have given the other team a 50-point head start. They probably still would have beat them in the end. So forget the nonsense. Tom Brady, go out and win yourself a game if you can, all right? I don't really care who wins, but I hate to see people get abused by nonsense like this. So there's my rant on the Patriots. Let's go to work on other things. U.S. stock market is back in the saddle. Thank you, OTAPMA, the power of OTAPMA. Remember that in my last video? Well, let me tell you, that worked really well for the U.S. stock indices, and I'll show you some charts. Then there's European QE, and Dragon, Mr. Dragon, as I like to refer to him. Thank you for finally doing something more than rattling that mouth of yours. You're actually now going to do QE. Good job. Now, what does that mean? QE in Europe means a lower euro. I have charts to show you that, and let me explain how this works. Back in 2008, 2007, 2008, 2009, we realized we were having a problem in the United States. The U.S. government immediately trashed our U.S. dollar. They pushed it down very, very quickly. They lowered interest rates as low as they could get them, and then they announced a huge QE asset purchase plan. When the U.S. did that, I was doing videos about it, cheering it on and saying, what is wrong with Europe? They're going to be so far behind us. Why are they not doing it? In fact, they were raising interest rates. Well, we were lowering interest rates in 2007 and 8. Look it up. Insane. Europe was doing the worst thing they could have ever done when the U.S. was getting its house in order. But here's my point. When the U.S. did this, the first thing we did was push our dollar down as quickly as we could. We pushed our interest rates down as quickly as we could. The Fed did it, and then they announced their QE. What's happening in Europe? They've pushed down interest rates as low as they can go. They're pushing the euro about as low as they can push anything, and they just announced QE. This is exactly what's supposed to happen. I'll show you on charts the dollar, what it looked like back in 2007, 8, and 9. I'll show you what the QE is making the euro look like right now. It all comes out on the charts. Remember one other thing. When we announced our QE asset purchase plan, we heard this huge sucking sound into Asia and out of the U.S. That lasted till about 2011, 2012, and bang, that money came right back. The U.S. is on its feet and Asia's backing off. That took about 2 years. QE's just getting started in Europe. Within 2 years, you should get the huge sucking sound of money out of the U.S. into Europe, both of us together climbing the ladder. That's what I'm expecting. Once again, nice move, Europe. You have been needing this forever. Don't ask me what took you 5, 6 years, but hey, at least you're doing it now. So that's my discussion, and I'll show it to you on charts. How come the euro, what they're doing in Europe, the QE is good, the lower euro is good, it helps them. Then Omni loses its taste for buying gold and silver as of Thursday afternoon. The close Thursday afternoon, strong close in gold. Omni loses its flavor for buying gold and silver for Friday. Why? I don't know, but it does. And I'll show you a chart there. And then we've got a couple of stocks to look at. We're looking at Apple for sure. We're looking at Triple M or MMM for a possibility. So green, Omni, and ES, Nasdaq, and the usual suspects for U.S. indices. Then we've got stocks like Apple and possibly Triple M. And that's what we're going to be going after at livewithoscar.com tomorrow in my chat room where I am live on camera and microphone to help you. Traders, Omni Camp for Feb 27th through March 2nd has been sold out. The seats are now all booked. We will announce another Omni Camp at some point, but right now there's nothing else planned. You Omni Campers coming into Vegas, I can't wait to see all of you at the end of Feb. I'm looking forward to a fantastic class. Now, traders, you've heard about all this crap on the board, right? With no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Traders, the first chart I'm going to show you is the leader of U.S. indices, the Dow Jones Transportation Average, and this is our week's chart masterpiece. This is the chart masterpiece, and let me show it to you. You've seen this chart many times. This is my Omni proprietary moving average. When you get a dip through the average, you get a new high, a dip through the average, a new high, a dip through the average, a new high, big dip through the average, a new high, dip into the average, a new high, dip down to the average. Will we put in a new high? I think so. That's what it should be going for. So this looks fantastic, and I have shown this to you many times. A dip into Otapma usually produces a new high. Now, when did Omni get bullish? Right here on this day, and we've gone all the way up here since. So bravo to Omni for noticing the turnaround on Sunday at the beginning of this week. Let's move forward, traders. A lot of charts here. Nasdaq Daily Bar, the power of Otapma. OMNIX, look, this has been fantastic. I showed this to you a couple of days ago, and I said, this is holding and it's going to explode. This is what happened, and check this out. This is where it began. So take a look at this once again. This is what happened. And this is the chart that I showed you to begin with. Bravo for technical analysis. There's one more. Look at this one. E-mini S&P. Look at how far it bounced off the Otapma, right? Look at this. Do you remember where it was when Omni gave us the buy? Check this out. Fantastic. Here's where it went to, and this is where it was. Once again, look at that. Here's what happened, and this is where it all began. Very, very nice call from OMNI to go long and from chart analysis to work out so well. Now let's move forward. Traders, the euro. This is what I was talking about. The euro has broken down. This is a monthly chart of the euro. This average never, ever, ever gets taken out. This is 2008. It has not been taken out since 2008. We broke down through it, and my point to you a few moments ago was this is now, don't forget, a monthly. This is an enormous amount of traveling on a chart, but it's grouped into a monthly. The euro has dropped all the way from the 120s to 113 right before the announcement of QE, exactly what the US dollar did. The euro back in 2001 was trading 82.60, so it can easily drop further without doing much damage. You need a cheap euro right now. It helps European exporting. It'll help the European ECB buy their euros, create their euros to buy bonds with. You need a cheap currency, just like the US economy did. And let me show you what I'm referring to. This is what's going on right now before the QE got announced. This is what happened to the dollar index before the TARP/QE got announced. We came smashing down 2008, 2009 right here on this red bar. The government announces QE and TARP, and it stays down for about a year and then starts to take off. This is what I'm expecting out of your euro. This is the exact behavior that we used with our currency here in the US before we started QE. This is exactly what the euro is doing. This is not surprising. We expect this. Just be prepared for what's coming next, traders. We should have some downside in euro, then a stabilization, and finally a return to the upside. This, by the way, is weekly. These are a lot of weeks that it's stabilized, so don't expect this to happen tomorrow. Then the gold. Precious metals, we have cooled off on getting long gold. We are not buying gold for Friday. There may be some downside coming. I don't know. OMNI is not saying the downside's coming, but it has cooled off for now on buying gold. So no buying gold, no buying silver for trading on Friday. Then there's Apple, traders. Take a look at this Apple chart. Big, beautiful channel. It's been respecting for a while. Couldn't get above, couldn't get above, couldn't get above. We are above that channel now. Market's looking strong. OMNI's looking to buy Apple on Friday. Stay tuned. Okay, traders, a lot of information on the board, a lot of information in this video. You may want to sit through it again. Those charts are absolutely pointing in the proper direction. I hope this video helps to keep you in tune with technical analysis, with the markets, and where they should be going next. Green OMNI on the board for Friday. EMini, S&P, Nasdaq, the usual suspects. Apple and maybe Triple M. Traders, remember what I told you about Europe? We have seen this movie before. Go back and watch the movie that the U.S. played during 2007, 8, and 9. That is the movie that they're playing in Europe now. It's not that difficult to figure out in an abstract view. Stay tuned. Stay with the OMNI. I'll see you at livewithoscar.com. Come into my free chat room. It is an open chat room. I am there live on camera and microphone, there to help teach you the art of technical analysis. Traders, remember, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do to help yourselves with that is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, traders. I'll see you at livewithoscar.com. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.